Hi everyone, it's Michelle. Welcome back. So, it has been a long time since I filmed a video. So I apologize for that. And I wanted to say thank you to everyone who has checked in with me to see how I'm doing and that kind of thing. You know, everything's fine. Life's a little bit busy, but mostly I think I just felt like I needed a break. I wasn't feeling inspired to make a video and talk about anything in particular. I haven't really been buying a whole lot of makeup or anything, so I didn't have a ton of things to share. And I just really felt like I needed a little bit of a break, so I took it rather than, you know, coming on here and, you know, making a half-ass video for you guys. So I'm feeling much better about things, and so I'm back to make a video for you guys today. And I thought today I would talk about, one of the reasons I wanted to come today is because you guys really like it when I talk about promotions that are going on at the store, and we are about to start our summer beauty promotion. So in June, Neiman Marcus does what they call Camp Gorgeous, which is their beauty event where they give away a tote bag with a cosmetics purchase, and all of the brands, many of the brands, also do gifts with purchase as well. So I thought I'd come and talk about that today and share some of my favorite items that I've been using from the store recently. So first let's talk about the actual tote bag itself. So the promotion starts on the 8th, so I believe that's Thursday. It starts on Thursday and runs through the 18th. It's the 8th through the 18th. And if you spend $100 on cosmetics or fragrance during that time period and there's still bags left, you will get one of the tote bags. And you have two choices of tote bags, and I will show you what they look like. So they're big tote bags. They're straw-like. I'm not sure they're made of straw. These are free bags, so keep that in mind. But there's a big pink one. They're big bags. You know, it's just a big summer tote. They, like I said, are made like of a straw fabric. The interior is, for both, is the same. It's sort of this tealy green, bright tealy green color. And they have, you know, pleather handles on them. But they're a really nice size for summer. So your choice would be the pink one or this patterned one, which I actually really like. You know, this color here matches the interior of the bag. It's really kind of cute. But, you know, these are nice sort of heavy-ish straw bags that you could use for going to the beach or the pool or, you know, going out on your boat or having a picnic or whatever. I think I'm going to use mine for going to the farmer's market. I love using my tote bags like that for the farmer's market because it's not something I paid for, so if it gets a little grubby throughout the season, it's no big deal to throw it away because it was free. But I do think they're a pretty nice looking bag. I also wanted to share with you what you get in them. So you would get the bag plus some deluxe samples of things, and I actually think they're really good this time, so I'm going to show you what's in there. So the first thing you get is from Tata Harper, and it is a deluxe sample of her, what is this called? I want to get the name right. Resurfacing mask. So this is her resurfacing mask. It's a good size sample. I'm sure you could get several uses out of this. For those of you who aren't familiar, Tata Harper is a US-based, organic, all-natural brand. I am going to make a video very shortly about some of her products because I am in love with some things from this brand, and I'll talk a little bit more about the brand then. Okay, you also get a couple of fragrance samples. One of them is one of the fragrances that I've been talking about recently, and it is from Francis Kurkdjian, and it is the Baccarat Rouge 540. I love this fragrance, and so you would get a chance to sample that. You know, you get a good size, the usual good size spray sample of that. You also get from Bulgari or Bulgari, I don't know how you say it. So this brand makes many different fragrances, but they make a line of them that are based on teas. There's like a white tea and a green tea, and this is from the green tea. This is the Eau Verte version, and I love this scent. It's a very light scent for summer. So pretty. So you get that. You also get a Jo Malone fragrance sample, and it is the Basil and Neroli. I believe all of them are going to be the same, Basil and Neroli. Nice size sample from Jo Malone. And then you get a couple of other skincare samples. You get a packet of the Guerlain Orchidée Impériale, which is their luxury anti-aging line. Very, very nice. I'm a huge fan of the Orchidée Impériale. I used to talk about the eye cream all of the time. And you also get a sample from Amoravizza, which is another brand that I'm totally in love with. You get a sample of their More Cream Cleanser, which is one of their newer cleansers. This is a mud cleanser. It's lovely, so you would get to sample that. And then the other thing they're doing, which I think, I don't remember them ever doing this before, but maybe they have. You get a 25% off code off sunglasses. So if you're looking for a pair of designer sunglasses, you would get this with your purchase. You would get 25% off. And this is on select sunglasses, I will say that, but most brands are included. And if you're curious about a specific brand, you can either leave a message in the comments, or I will leave my phone number and email below. You can ask me. It isn't like they're only doing some brands. They're doing a lot of brands, like even Chanel sunglasses are included in the 25% off. So that's a really good deal as well. I thought it was a great pack of things to try. Sometimes when they have all those fragrances in there, I don't like any of them. I like all of them. So that was great. So I think it's a really good deal. So if you're interested, it's spend $100, you would get the tote bag. We always ship to you for free. If you have to do a return, the return is free as well. I will put my phone number below. You can call or text me at that number anytime, and also I will put my email below. You can send me an email message if you prefer to work that way, and I am happy to help you. Again, it starts on the 8th through the 18th, but you know, when the gifts with purchase are gone, they're gone, and I can't control that, but you know, we have enough to go for a while. I don't know if it'll last all the way till the 18th. But so what I thought I would do today is share with you some of my favorite things that I've been using from the store. And that way, if you're interested in any of those, that would get you on your way to getting the bag. Also, if you have any questions about what the brands are doing specifically for gifts with purchase, I can help you with that. Send me a text, call me, email, whatever, and I can send you a picture of what their gift with purchase is and how much you need to spend and that kind of thing. I didn't want to go through all of them here because it would take forever. So let's get into some of my favorite things. The first thing I'm going to talk about is a Sicily product. And I do use some Sicily products, and but I've discovered some new ones recently. And so I think shortly I'm going to do a video on some of my favorite Sicily items, just in case you guys haven't heard of them, or you aren't familiar with that brand. And you know, Sicily, yes, is a higher end brand. It's a botanically based brand, but not everything in the line is crazy outrageous. And I've found some gems in that line that I'm just loving. So I'm going to talk about one of them today, and it is the concealer, the under eye concealer. A lot of people on YouTube have talked about this, especially more mature YouTubers. This is a great under eye concealer if you have dryness under your eyes or lines and that kind of thing. So it comes with a little chrome tip. So if you have bags and that kind of thing, this will help with drainage and stuff like that when you're applying it. You just squeeze a little out, and you can apply it with the tip if you really want to. I actually prefer to sort of use the tip before, to just on any puffiness, and then just to squeeze the product out and press it under the eye with my finger. I think under eye concealer for me works best when I apply it with my finger, and I do love this. I wear color 1. There's a few colors. I love color 1 because it has a little bit of that pinky salmony color to it, which really does a great job of hiding your under eye darkness. This is not a super heavy under eye concealer, but it does cover really well, and I don't find that it settles in my lines and wrinkles or gives me that dry look. Sometimes when I use a concealer, I get really dry looking right in here because my under eyes are old. So this one doesn't do that for me. I do set it with a little powder, but I do that with all of them. I really, really enjoy this. I do think it's worth the money. I'm going to talk about a skincare item, and this is from Tata Harper. So Tata Harper gave me some products to try and use so I could get myself familiar with her line. And I am actually going to make a video about the products that I'm using because I'm pretty surprised at how effective they are. Again, Tata Harper is it's a US-based company. I believe all the products are made here in the US. They're organic. Most of them are vegan. They're not tested on animals. It's all natural. What's in the products is all natural. but they are super, super effective, which kind of surprised me. So the product I'm going to talk about today is her, I want to get the name right, Rejuvenating Serum. So I've been using this for several weeks now. I've used maybe a third of the bottle. And when I incorporated this, I talked to the person who, is responsible for the Tata Harper line at my store, and we decided that I would drop my retinol and use this instead, which kind of made me nervous because I'm a huge proponent of using retinol. I think it's really, really important. But what this does, we felt like would replace my retinol, so that's the kind of step in my routine that I eliminated when I started using this. And I have to say that this is extremely effective. I don't know if you can tell because of the lighting or whatever, but my skin is so smooth. My pores are really tight right now. My skin is so smooth. It's really uncanny how quickly I noticed how smooth my skin was when I started using this. I also know that it's been very effective because when I started using it, so I was using a retinol, dropped my retinol, started using this, I again went through that little peeling process where your skin just peels for a week or two, and you have to just kind of exfoliate it because it's removing those dead, those dead layers of skin that are built up there. And also when I use a strong retinol product, when I'm working out and sweating really bad, my skin will sting from the sweat, and I definitely noticed an increase in that when I started incorporating this, which to me is a good thing because it means it's doing its job. So I do, and this is a nice serum. I use it morning and night. That's what they say to do. It comes with a pump. It smells really like essential oils. I believe any fragrance in these comes from an essential oil. But I do feel like this has really made my skin so smooth. Like people look at my skin and go, oh my gosh, and they're like, it's just amazing how smooth your skin is. So with everything I've done over the years, when someone notices a change, a product is, pretty effective. So I'm loving this line. And again, I think probably my next video will be talking about the Tata Harper products that I'm using and what I think of them, which ones are my favorites and that kind of thing. This one, going to be holy grail for me, I have a feeling. I'm going to talk about some cream blushes. If you've watched my videos for any length of time, you know I love cream blush on mature skin, really on any skin, but if you have mature skin and you're not using cream blush, you should give it a shot. Clé de Peau came out with some new ones. I think I might have talked about these a couple months ago. I love them. I still love them. I still use them all the time. I'm going to show you the colors that I have. So I have color 2 and color 4. I don't think they have names, but color 2 is a sort of everyday pinky peach, and color 4 is a nice bronzy neutral. Both of them make amazing blushes. You can apply them with your fingers, but so there's the color again, just a nice pinky peach. I'm going to put a heavy swatch on my hand so you can see them. This one, color number 2, reminds me of NARS Orgasm without all of the glitter in it. So it's illuminating. You can see it's a little satiny looking, but there's no glitter chunks or anything like that, but it's that kind of pinky peach. I don't know how my lighting is having it look today, but it's beautiful. And then this neutral one, this color number 4, is such a pretty bronzy neutral. It's perfect for summer. I like to use this right now as almost like a bronzer, not just a blush. There it is right here. It's just a beautiful neutral. Super, super pretty. And again, it's just slightly illuminating, but I will use it around my face. I will do like a little bit of a contour with it. I'll take it over the bridge of my nose. Anywhere where the sun would touch me too. This is like the perfect color for summer. You can apply these with your finger or any synthetic brush. I did, however, buy the one from Clé de Peau, and I did purchase these. This is so beautifully soft. It's like a kitten touching you. That's what I call it, like a kitten touching you. But it's the perfect size for these pots because you can swirl it in there and really work with the blush. It also helps you keep it a little more precise where you're placing it. And it has just enough density to buff it into the skin, buff it on the skin. This is a beautiful brush. If you need a synthetic brush for cream products or blushes, this is beautiful. especially if you have little ones in pots and you want a brush that kind of fits in there. It's beautiful. It's so soft. And it's synthetic, so it's so easy to clean. Mine's dirty because I use it all the time. I love these blushes. Love them. And lastly, I'm going to talk about some Chanel products, of course. For those of you who don't know, I do work for the Chanel line in the store. But as you can see, I still use all the lines and play with all the lines and love them all. So let's talk about some new things from Chanel. The first one is what I have on my lips. This is the new line of lip glosses. For those of you who are familiar with Chanel lip glosses, they used to be called Glossomers. The Chanel Glossomers are gone. They no longer exist. They created a new formula. They call it Rouge Cocoa Gloss, I believe they're called, Rouge Cocoa Glosses. And basically all of the colors went away and they came out with all new colors. There was 4 colors I think that they kept the same, but the rest of them are gone and they brought in new colors. There are, I believe, 24 shades, so there really is a color for everybody. But there are some favorites that didn't get recreated and people are upset about that, but they really are a nice gloss. This is one of my favorites. It's color 172, I believe it's called Tendress, maybe. But this is just a really pretty, you know, pink with some sheen to it. It's got teeny micro glitters in it. I really like it. The new glosses, if you haven't tried them, are more moisturizing and not as sticky as the Glossomers were. They come with a new applicator. It's bigger and curved, so you really can take it out and do your whole lips without having to keep going back and forth. And the old ones had a small applicator and you had to kind of dip like 3 times to do your lips. I love them. They have ingredients in them that are way more hydrating than the old ones as well. So these have been great while it's been cold here. I also like them because they are a little thicker on the lips, and the sheen that they have really does help to hide, you know, the texture in my lips, the lines in my lips, and that kind of thing. And I don't know if you can tell or not because I can't see what you can see, but I have a big blister on my lip that's been there for a couple weeks. I burned it with hot grease of all things, and it's been terrible, but I used the lip gloss to kind of hide it. And nobody really notices it that way, but these are really nice. And there's, like I said, 24 colors, I think. Some of them have way more shimmer than the others and that kind of thing, just like the Glossomers did, but there's so many pretty colors. Neutrals, nudes, dark colors, and they even did some what they call top coats. One is like a black. When you put it on, it sort of deepens the color of the lip gloss you're using. Doesn't look black on the lips, it just sort of deepens the color of whatever you're wearing, so you can kind of double your lip wardrobe with something like that. And they also have one that's like an orange color that sort of warms up whatever you have on your lips, which is really nice as well. The next thing they did, so for those of you who don't know, Chanel, I believe last fall, early in the fall, hired a new creative director in the color arena of Chanel. So she's been doing some new things with the makeup line, color line for Chanel, and so far everything she's done has been really great. So I'm really excited because, you know, some of the products that Chanel has made over the years have not been great, and she's starting to do new things and they've been really great, so I have really high hopes for her. So Chanel redid their eyeshadow singles and added some new cream shadows. Now, the new cream shadows are different from the Illusion Domes. So if you did not like those pots, the Illusion Domes, these are not that. The Illusion Domes, most of them are gone for good now. They kept 4 of the sort of base colors in that line, but then she created a whole new real cream shadow. This is more like a real cream eyeshadow. They're long wearing, they're great as a base, they're great just on their own. I have the color Silver Pink, which is not silver or pink, so I'm not sure where the name came from. It's actually a beautiful taupey color. It does have a sheen to it, but I'm not afraid of a sheen. There's no glitter in this. So these are, like with the Illusion Domes, a lot of them didn't have a lot of color. They had more glitter and shine. These are not that. These are more of a true, so it's right here. It's a beautiful taupey color. I'm not sure why it's called Silver Pink, but it's beautiful on the eye. I just put it on my lid, blend it out a little bit, put a little liner and mascara on and I'm good to go. It's so, so pretty. They're long wearing, they don't crease, really, really nice. And this comes in 7 different shades right now. There's a good range. There's like a deep, there's another one that I want that's like a deep coppery brown color. It's called Terra Brulee, I think it's called Terra Brulee. There's a really pretty highlight one called Scintillance. The colors, you could probably go online and see all the colors, but they're beautiful. And if you're curious about any of them, you can send me a text and I'll swatch them for you and you can see them. Love this formula. You know I'm a fan of cream shadows. And I brought home some of the powder shadows for you to see as well. So the Chanel's powder shadows singles were the ones with in a little case with like a rectangular shaped powder shadow. They're now in cases with big round pots, which I like better. I like working with something like this a little bit better. They come in several different finishes. There's some that are matte, there's some that are satin, and there's some that are metallic. They're all beautiful. I think there's 16, I'm trying to think, there's either 16 or 20 shades now, all new, beautiful shades. And I have a little bit of a mix here to show you. The first one I'll show you is from the matte range, and it's called Vizone. And this is just a neutral brown, great for doing your crease, or, you know, a soft smoky eye. And I will say that they're beautiful. It's a matte, but it's beautiful, blends really nicely, lays really creamy on the lid. It's really nice. Let's see if I can swatch it for you. There's not a lot of matte shades. I think there's only 3. This is it right here. It's perfect for doing your crease. I love it. It's perfect. It comes, so the matte shades are this sort of medium brown. There's a deep chocolate brown, and there's one that's, I think it's supposed to be black. It's called Carbon, but it's not a super deep black. It's a very wearable black, and I like that one as well. Then they did a bunch of satin shadows. I don't have all of them, but I have a couple of my favorites here to show you. One of them is called Flesh. This is a beautiful, really sort of flesh tone, but on the skin, it gives you sort of like a rosy gold sheen. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that. It's really pretty. It's beautiful on the lid. You could also use this as a highlighter because it's so soft and pretty. It's one of the satins. The other one that I have to show you is called Talpa, which is a beautiful taupe. It would be beautiful over the silver pink cream shadow that I showed you, or on its own. These don't need, you know, a heavy base underneath them. Where can I swatch this one? Here, let me switch hands. They're really pretty. This is one of my favorites. If you like a taupey shadow, you should have this one. I don't get a ton of fallouts right here. I don't get a ton of, sorry, I don't mean to flip the bird. I don't get a ton of fallout from these. They feel very creamy when you go to put them on. They lay really nicely on the lid. I mean, I always wear a base with mine, so I don't know what would happen if you didn't wear a shadow base, but they're so, so pretty. And then I brought home my favorite, well, I brought home one of the metallics that I love. I'm not going to say it's my favorite because there's another one that we just finally got that I love as well. But if you like a deep smoky eye or a dark gray shadow, this you must own. This is called Gris Anthracite, and it is beautiful. First of all, can we just look at the metallic there? It's so pretty, so amazing. There it is. I mean, it lays, these shadows, the formula is beautiful. I'm so excited about them. You know, it could have gone badly for us as well, you know, if we didn't love the shadows. This one, so, so pretty. Had to have it. The one I don't have that I have to get is, it's called Desert Rouge, and it's a red, and it's a deep red, and it's this metallic formula, and it is, like, people look at it and go, oh no, but everybody we put it on, and we use it on, a lot of people ends up purchasing it because it's so beautiful. If you have that Chanel quad, that was the mattes that has the red in it, you have to buy Desert Rouge, because working that metallic in with that quad, it's perfection. It is perfection. It's also amazing just to deepen up the outer corner of the eye. I've also used it in the crease. I've done like Flesh, on my lid, and I've taken the red into the crease because it's not sort of like, oh my gosh, she has red eyeshadow on. It's sort of like this, on when you buff it in, it's sort of like, I would describe it as a sunset or like a red rocks, you know, like the red rocks of Sedona or something like that. It's that kind of look to the eye. It's been very popular. It's beautiful. So I highly recommend you take a look at those. And then the last thing from Chanel I want to talk about, because the video is getting a little bit long, are some new brushes. So throughout the year, Chanel is going to redo all its brushes. I'm very excited about that. There are a couple Chanel brushes that I really enjoy, but I'm not a fan of most of their brushes, and I think I've been pretty open about that. However, Lucia is redesigning the brushes, and she's starting with some eye brushes that she did double-ended, and they're all designed to, you know, they have caps for both ends, so they're great for travel. You know, they're well protected, and they're so soft. So this is the blender shader brush. So on this end is like a fluffy brush for blending or doing your crease, and on this end is an eye shader brush. Both super soft. I believe them to be goat hair. They might be goat hair and synthetic mix, but I think they might be just goat hair. They're super soft. The quality is really nice. And the other one is called the Definer Smudger brush. And so there's like, you know, a defining end, a small sort of end there, and then there's a really nice smudger on there. And mine are dirty because I use them every day. I love them. And I think with these really 4 brushes, if I traveled, I could get by with just taking these 2 brushes that have 4 different ends on them, and I would be very comfortable that I would be able to do all of my eye looks with just these. So the quality is really nice. They're nice and soft, easy on the eyes, and I don't think that of all the Chanel eye brushes, these are really nice. So that's something else that you should check out if you haven't seen them as well. And there are more brushes coming. The rest, I believe she's going to redo all of the brushes, so I'm excited about that. I don't think they'll all be dual-ended like that, but I'm hoping the quality that I see here continues in the new brushes that are coming as well. And I think later this year we'll get to see those. So those are the products I wanted to talk about today. These are some of the new things that have come into the store and the new things that I've tried and discovered. And I'm really having a good time playing with all the new brands and that kind of thing, that all the new products that have come into the store, and just stuff that I haven't had time to see when I'm out shopping and that kind of stuff. So that's been great. So I wanted to share that with you today. Again, the beauty event, if you're interested, starts on the 8th, which I think is Thursday, and goes through the 18th. So if you're interested, all of my information, as usual, will be below. I'm happy to help you. If you have any questions or want to see any of the gifts with purchase, I'm happy to email pictures of that to you or text them to you, whatever works for you. Just let me know. Yeah, I think that's it for today. It's been great to be back filming. My goal is to get at least 1 video a week. I'm going to shoot for 2 because I have a bunch of videos now that I want to film, and whenever I have a bunch of sort of ideas, I'm usually motivated to get those done. So I will be working on those. Also, if you have thoughts on specific brands that you'd like to see me do little mini videos of the brand and talk a little bit more about that, please leave those in the comments. I'm happy to try and accommodate any of you who want me to do that for you. So yeah, that is it for today. I hope everybody's having a great day, and I will talk to you again soon.